Our team of innovators, coaches, doctors, scientists, and athletes have led and continue to lead the science of fat adaptation with over 20 years of real-world results.
If you look at the breakthroughs in science, almost always they don't come from the center of that profession. They come from the fringe. The finest candlemakers in the world couldn't even think of electric lights. They don't come from within. They often come from outside the breaks.
Vespa and OFM are that fringe for health and performance, and, in the words of Dr. Jeff Volek, are leading the science. The science experts you see have often dismissed Vespa and/or OFM because of a lack of peer-reviewed publications. These same experts often cite the science, using or discussing peer-reviewed literature to enhance their position of expertise and influence. I'm going off filter and I'm going to just say it. These authorities you see in the news, online, and on social media are followers. They're not leaders, they're followers. And they're followers of a religion they call science. And they have positioned themselves as high priests or priestesses to interpret those holy scriptures of peer-reviewed publications for the trusting public, who unfortunately are mesmerized by it all the time. The fact is, you don't see real scientists because, well, they are too busy doing scientific research. Now, here's a good way to do this. Watch and pay close attention to this short video of Alan Savory parsing out the difference between science and academia. Alan is doing nothing less than revolutionizing the way we interact with our environment in order to save the planet from ourselves.
People talk glibly about science. What is science? People coming out of a university with a master's degree or a PhD, you take them into the field and they literally don't believe anything unless there's a peer-reviewed paper. It's the only thing they accept. And you say to them, but let's observe, let's think, let's discuss. They don't do it. It's just, is it in a peer-reviewed paper or not? That's their view of science. I think it's pathetic. Gone into universities as bright young people, they come out of them brain dead, not even knowing what science means. They think it means peer-reviewed papers, etc. No, that's academia. And if a paper is peer-reviewed, it means everybody thought the same, therefore they approved it. An unintended consequence is that when new knowledge emerges, new scientific insights, they can never, ever be peer-reviewed. So we're blocking all new advances in science that are big advances. If you look at the breakthroughs in science, almost always they don't come from the center of that profession. They come from the fringe. The finest candlemakers in the world couldn't even think of electric lights. They don't come from within. They often come from outside the breaks. We're going to kill ourselves because of stupidity.
As Alan says, if you look at the breakthroughs in science, almost always they don't come from the center of that profession. They come from the fringe. That means they come out from the outside. Vespa and OFM are that fringe for health and performance. And, in the words of top nutritional researcher Dr. Jeff Volek, are leading the science. And that's because our team of innovators, coaches, doctors, scientists, and especially the athletes have been leading and continue to lead the science of performance fat adaptation with over 20 years of real-world results. Now, this is where the science of fat-adapted performance begins. And without those results, groundbreaking studies like the FASTER study would have never happened. Again, as Alan Savory says, breakthrough science comes from the fringe. And that means our lab is the real world of training, competing, and living to develop the products and protocols you can use to achieve higher health and peak performance. If you would like to learn more, go to vespapower.com or ofm.io or click the links below.